Four men, including taxi boss Vusi Mathibela, better known as Khekhe, have been convicted for killing businessman Wandile Bozwana.
How did a young man from Mamelodi rise to control one of South Africa's most dangerous industries, only to be taken down by shocking murder allegations? This is the untold story of Vusi Khekhe Mathibela, the man once known as Mamelodi's #1 tsotsi. Vusi Mathibela was born and raised in Mamelodi, a sprawling township east of Pretoria, South Africa. Mamelodi, like many South African townships, is characterized by high unemployment, economic inequality, and a culture of resilience amidst adversity. These challenges often push individuals to pursue unconventional paths for survival and success. It is in this environment that Mathibela grew up, exposed to both the harsh realities and the entrepreneurial spirit that thrives in such communities. From a young age, Mathibela is believed to have been street smart, quickly learning how to navigate the socio-economic hardships of township life. The sense of survival ingrained in him during these formative years likely played a pivotal role in shaping his assertive personality. The taxi industry is one of the most prominent sectors in South Africa, especially in townships like Mamelodi. Minibus taxis are the primary mode of transportation for millions of South Africans, making the sector lucrative but notoriously violent due to competition over routes and dominance. Mathibela's initial exposure to the industry might have come through his family, friends, or other connections. Many young men in townships start by working as taxi marshals or drivers, which could have been Mathibela's entry point. His natural charisma and leadership qualities likely made him stand out, allowing him to climb the ranks relatively quickly. By his early 20s, Mathibela had reportedly established himself as a player in the local taxi industry. His rise to power was not only due to business acumen, but also through his ability to inspire loyalty and fear. Mathibela built a network of drivers, enforcers, and associates who helped him gain control over key routes in and around Pretoria. He capitalized on the fragmented nature of the taxi industry, where competition often leads to violence and extortion. Through a combination of strategic alliances, intimidation, and possibly leveraging weaknesses in law enforcement oversight, Mathibela expanded his influence. His reputation as Mamelodi #1 tsotsi symbolized his feared status and marked him as a dominant figure both in the taxi industry and the broader community. As his power grew, Mathibela diversified his operations, reportedly extending into extortion rackets targeting local businesses and shop owners. By demanding protection fees and using violent means to eliminate rivals or dissenters, he became one of the most feared figures in Mamelodi. His alleged criminal empire not only brought him wealth, but also made him a target of law enforcement. Despite his notoriety, Mathibela managed to maintain a public persona that combined elements of fear, respect, and authority, traits often seen in figures who dominate township economies through both legal and illegal means. Mathibela's reputation escalated when he became embroiled in legal battles, including charges of extortion, assault, and organized crime. His alleged activities involved controlling local businesses in Mamelodi and enforcing payments through intimidation. One of the most significant cases against him is the murder of Wandile Bozwana, a prominent businessman, in 2015. Wandile Bozwana was a prominent businessman known for his involvement in government tenders. He owned a successful construction company and a large property portfolio, with one of his luxury homes showcased on top billing. In 2013, Boswana secured a government tender to construct a hospital in Brits. While the project remained unfinished, he demanded payment for work already completed, and a court awarded him a settlement of 30 million rand. When the government delayed payment, Boswana took legal action, attaching government assets valued at 30 million rand to recoup his funds. Less than a week after this bold move, he was assassinated in a brutal execution. While traveling with a business associate near the Crossfontaine turnoff on the N1, a BMW M3 pulled up alongside their vehicle, and gunmen opened fire, killing Boswana. The murder was immediately linked to Boswana's contentious relationship with Supra Mahumapelo, the then premier of the Northwest Province. Boswana had openly criticized the province's corruption, which was so severe that the National Treasury intervened to take over its finances. Boswana's legal battles and public condemnation of the Northwest government earned him powerful enemies. He was seen as a whistleblower, speaking out against systemic looting and corruption. His willingness to challenge authority made him a target. Vusi Khekhe, a young and feared taxi boss, was accused of organizing Boswana's assassination. By his late 20s, Khekhe had established a taxi empire and built a reputation for ruthlessness. His connections extended to influential political figures and business leaders. Witness testimony revealed that Khekhe provided the weapons and funded the hit. Although one accomplice later recanted their confession, claiming police brutality. The investigation exposed a tangled web of political intrigue. Allegations surfaced that Supra Mahumapelo and former Rustenburg mayor Matthew Wolmarans offered 10 million rand to assassins to kill Boswana. These claims were detailed in an affidavit by a gang member turned state witness. Another prominent figure implicated in the case was Fikile Mbalula, a senior ANC official. Reports suggested that Mbalula owed Boswana money and was seen with him days before the murder. Boswana had reportedly lent Mbalula 1 million rand for a 2015 trip to Las Vegas to attend the Mayweather vs. Pacquiao boxing match. The funds were allegedly funneled through radio DJ Thibaut Touch's account. Boswana's defiance against political corruption and his legal victories made him a threat to powerful interests. He had insider knowledge of corrupt dealings and had openly challenged those involved. His refusal to back down in court and his bold actions to seize government assets likely sealed his fate. Khekhe, meanwhile, appears to have been a pawn in a larger game. As seen in other cases, taxi bosses are often recruited by politicians or business rivals to carry out assassinations, leveraging their reputation for violence. This case underscores the dangers of mixing politics, business, and personal loyalty. Boswana's murder serves as a stark reminder of how betrayal can come from those once considered allies. As one observer noted, discussing money around those who aren't part of the deal can breed envy and danger. Boswana's legacy is one of courage and defiance in the face of corruption. His tragic end sheds light on the murky intersection of power, crime, and politics in South Africa. On that fateful afternoon of the 2nd of October, 2015, Boswana and his girlfriend, Mfo Baloyi, had stopped at the traffic light on the N1 Garsfontein off-ramp when a BMW M3 pulled up next to them, and a man got out and opened fire. Boswana, 43, who died later at Unitas Hospital in Pretoria, was hit at least 9 times. Baloyi was hit twice. Mathibela, Sifo Patrick Hudla, Matamela Robert Mutapa, and Bonginkosi Paul Kumalo were arrested in connection with the attack and pleaded not guilty to the crime. In June 2022, the 4 men were found guilty of the murder of Bozwana and the attempted murder of Baloyi. The state argued that the footage proved that Bozwana's murder was planned and that the 4 had acted with a common purpose to commit the crime. Police National Commissioner General Fanny Masemola praised the SA Police Service's National Cold Case Unit, Gauteng detectives, and arresting officers for their relentless pursuit of justice in the case. He said, for the past 9 years, the investigating team had been hard at work putting together a watertight case that ultimately led to lengthy sentences for 4 accused. Masemola encouraged detectives across the country to maintain a high standard and quality of investigation in the best interest of victims of crime and service delivery to the people of South Africa. The Pretoria High Court sentenced controversial Mamelodi businessman Vusi Khekhe, Mathibela, and 3 others to 30 years in prison for the murder of Northwest businessman Wandile Bozwana and the attempted murder of his woman companion. Despite initial attempts to secure bail, Mathibela's bail was revoked after violating its terms by traveling internationally without proper authorization. Mathibela's control extended beyond the taxi industry. He was rumored to be connected to broader criminal networks, leveraging his power to enforce compliance from both business owners and rivals. His arrest and eventual conviction were seen as victories for law enforcement, although they also highlighted ongoing challenges in combating organized crime in South Africa. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you in our next video. Bye.